The Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer revealed a whole lot of stuff, but there is still one pressing question that I am concerned about. Is this movie gonna have substance? And when I say that, I don't mean good visuals, fun references, and all-around Mario magic. I'm sure the film will have that in spades, and I will enjoy those elements of it, just as I enjoyed those elements in the first film. But a real story with deeper themes, meaningful lessons, and substantial character arcs, these things were missing from the first movie. So I ask, will they be missing here too? Chapter 1. A Clash of Mediums. So, the mainline Mario series of video games, I'm talking Super Mario Bros., Super Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, are all games that have just about no deeper story to them. The premise of these games almost always boils down to nothing more than Bowser kidnapped the princess, and/or Bowser did this evil thing, and/or Bowser stole these magical stars, shine sprites, moons, and that's it. Those are the stakes. So you might be thinking, if you've seen my content before and know how much I revere the concept of deep story in media, that I would be a certified Mario hater and would stick my nose up at these reused Bowser bad plots. But, no. Not at all. These games aren't just games I like, games I enjoy every so often, games I played when I was a kid. These are my favorite games ever. This is because video games don't actually require deep stories, while movies and TV shows do. But you might be thinking, wait, I thought every piece of media requires something deeper for the viewer to engage with. Something being just fun or just cool isn't enough. You say that all the time. But video games are uniquely capable of delivering something deeper to their player without telling a proper story, in a way that movies and TV shows never could. Because in a video game, you are controlling the character. This difference changes everything about how meaningful an experience the player has. Because you are controlling the character, and because you need to have some level of skill in order to actually progress in the game, unlike a movie that continues from beginning to end with no involvement from you at all, you need to learn how to beat the game. What exactly you have to learn depends on the game itself. For Mario, you need to learn better reaction time, the attack patterns of enemies or bosses, and sometimes a little puzzle solving. In order to succeed at these games, you have to become better at these skills. You have to be disciplined and determined. You have to, in a way, change. While it's not exactly the same, it is basically the equivalent to a character arc in a movie or TV show, except instead of the character going through it, you are going through it. This is why I don't mind that Mario is the same determined hero in 1-1 that he is in 8-4. Mario is allowed to be the same, because you, the player, are the one that has actually grown and improved. But when Mario is now removed from player control, when he is now completely controlled by writers, animators, and Chris Pratt's un-Italian voice, I need more than just a blank slate. I no longer see myself as Mario. So in the absence of that, the team behind the movie is responsible for making me relate to Mario so that I can further immerse myself in the story. And I have to say, in the first Super Mario Bros. Movie, they completely failed at that, because I don't think they tried to do that at all. But if you want to hear more about that, I already did a video on that exact subject. Link in the description. Chapter 2. Oh, Majestic Galaxy. So let's actually examine the trailer and see if there is possibly a hint of story within it. The trailer is definitely highly focused on its big moments. The comedy of Tiny Bowser, the big reveals of Bowser Jr. and Rosalina, and the moment of blasting off into space. These are exciting, but they do not confirm the presence of a deeper story. However, this does not mean that the movie will lack a deeper story altogether. After all, it's not really a trailer's job to give away all of the deeper themes and deeper story to its audience, even if the movie actually has it. The job of the trailer is to show the audience some of the moments from the movie that encourage you to buy a ticket. And the deeper themes and deeper story is just the kind of thing that they can't really explain with a 1-minute trailer. With that in mind, this is absolutely a successful trailer. What I'm trying to say is that we don't actually know if the Mario Galaxy movie disappoints in regards to the story until this movie actually releases. Now, I don't have high expectations for the Mario Galaxy movie to have the deep story that I think all movies require, because of the fact that they know they can still be successful and profitable without it. The Mario IP is not one that's known for bigger stories in its games, and, of course, the first movie lacked it. But keep in mind, I want to be wrong. I really do. Nothing would make me happier than being wrong about this, and I am going to keep an open mind going into the movie come next year. I do think, though, that if it doesn't have a deeper story, that would be extra disappointing because this is the Mario Galaxy movie. See, when you play Super Mario Galaxy, since you are controlling Mario, when you visit all the different galaxies with all their otherworldly concepts, Beach Bowl Galaxy, Space Junk Galaxy, Melty Molten Galaxy, since you are controlling Mario and experiencing these galaxies firsthand, what these galaxies are will mean something to you personally. You think, what would it be like to live out in a floating basin of water? Could there really be this much trash and man-made structures just floating out there in the cold vacuum of space? What would it be like to witness the majesty of two supermassive stars right next to one another, and what kind of chaos exists between them? These are the feelings and the questions that Mario Galaxy evokes from its player. Every galaxy across both of these games in some way forces us to question the vastness of the universe and contemplate our own place within it, and it does so by giving us a chance to first-hand travel a fantastical universe of endless imagination. Now, in a video game, all you have to do is present these galaxies to the player. In a movie, it's not that simple. Just showing us galaxies is not enough in a film because we aren't, by default, immersed in the film, like how we are, by default, immersed in a video game. The only way the Mario Galaxy movie can make us feel the same way that Mario Galaxy the game makes us feel is if the Mario Galaxy movie is able to convincingly craft a relatable character that the audience can feel connected enough to that we then feel fully immersed. So with all that in mind, is it possible for the Mario Galaxy movie to stick the landing? Chapter 3. Possible deeper stories in the Mario Galaxy movie. So even though I think it's unlikely, I do have hope that the Mario Galaxy movie will have some kind of deeper story. And if it did, there are a number of possible ways for them to accomplish it. One thing they could do this time around is lean into a deeper character arc for Mario himself. It's funny, even in this trailer, it seems like Mario has the least amount of presence. And it kind of seemed that way in the first movie as well. This is probably because in the games, Mario is a silent protagonist, a vessel that we as the player are meant to simply put ourselves onto. Sure, he has his Yahoo personality that sets an optimistic tone for the entire experience, but if you look at the entire Mario series, Luigi, Peach, Bowser, Bowser Jr., Rosalina, heck even Toad, since these characters don't always take playable character roles unlike Mario, who is always a playable character, except in Luigi's Mansion, they have to have a little bit more personality to them in order to stand out more. Unlike Mario, where it's in the game developer's best interest for him to have less personality so that any player can more easily see themselves as him. This all works out perfect for a video game, but it does not translate well to film. A character like Mario, a blank slate, can never be a successful movie protagonist, unless you blank slate him. Now, to be fair, the team behind the Mario movie does understand this, which is why Mario in the first Mario movie is not a complete blank slate. He does have some personality traits and does show emotions of love, fear, determination, stuff that does make him relatable and does make you feel something when he is on screen. Now, his character arc was still weak as it only boiled down to, I have to get stronger to beat Bowser, and didn't challenge any preconceived notions or perspectives that were overcome through the hero's journey, but he was definitely not a blank slate. Now, the Mario Galaxy movie is at a crossroads in regards to Mario. Do they give him a character flaw to overcome in this movie? A perspective he holds that must be challenged? If they do, then they have succeeded more as a story than the first film. But what if they don't? Is the movie then ruined? Well, no, not exactly. Mario could be what is called a static protagonist. Many argued that he was in the first movie. He wasn't. He was clearly meant to be the protagonist. He just didn't change on a deeper level. A static protagonist only works if there is another character who goes through a substantial character arc and that static protagonist is a part of their character journey. In the original Mario movie, one could argue that the respective arcs of Luigi and Donkey Kong do reflect Mario's status as a static protagonist. I still think it fell a little flat, but I could see that direction, and perhaps the Mario Galaxy movie could take a similar approach and stick the landing a little better. But what secondary character could have such an arc? Bowser is shown at the beginning of the trailer almost seeming remorseful of his past actions. Though it might also just be an act, as it seems he's still quite angry at Mario with the whole, skeleton Mario painting. In the first Mario movie, Bowser was a completely irredeemable villain. He didn't have a tragic backstory, he didn't have a deeper motivation other than wanting power. From a writing perspective, this is an A-OK way to write a villain. Sometimes the thing you're against is just pure evil. Pure evil exists in the real world, and we do need to fight it. So it resonates as a story. However, even with the first movie going all in on Bowser's completely unnuanced form of unremorseful villainy, there can be an opportunity in the second movie for a redemption arc of sorts. The Jim Carrey Eggman in the Sonic movies kind of did that, and I think it worked really well. Again, whether Bowser ends up having some kind of redemption arc or if he reverts back to pure evil, either could work as long as they work within a deeper story. But what about Bowser Jr.? Could Bowser Jr. perhaps have an arc as well? Maybe even if Bowser redeems himself, Bowser Jr. could still be wreaking havoc trying to avenge his father, even though his father doesn't actually approve of his actions. I think it could be pretty interesting if they go in that direction. In the games, Bowser Jr. and Bowser are usually on the same page of villainy, so to maybe see them disagree and see Bowser regret training his son for evil could be a meaningful and deep story. After all, in the first movie, they had a lot of themes of father-son relationships with Mario and Donkey Kong, so maybe they can extend that with Bowser and Bowser Jr. But the most likely possibility, and the biggest hope for the Mario Galaxy movie having a deeper story, does lie in Rosalina. Which, by the way, on the gaming side, this character has been getting a lot of attention lately. I've talked about it a bit over on my gaming channel, so if you're interested, you should really check it out, link in the description. Anyway, Rosalina is a bit of an outlier in terms of the Mario video game series' attitude towards deeper stories. In Super Mario Galaxy, there is this optional area called the library, where you hear Rosalina's backstory as told through a storybook. It's often seen as one of the deepest and most emotional moments of the mainline Mario series. There is absolutely no way that the Mario Galaxy movie will ignore this, as it's the most well-known and famous element of Rosalina as a character. But just adding in her backstory isn't going to be enough. In order for Rosalina to succeed as a character, she needs to have a character arc and a substantial change in perspective that occurs throughout the movie's runtime. Tragic backstory can help, but it needs more than that. So, as you can see, there are a lot of options for how the Super Mario Galaxy movie could have a deeper story. Mario could have a deeper arc, but he may not. Bowser may have a deeper arc, but he may not. Bowser Jr. may have a deeper arc, but he may not. Rosalina may have a deeper arc, but she may not. Not all of these characters need to have a deeper arc. They could have a successful story if some of these characters take on static, unchanging personalities, but I do not think they would have a successful story if none of them do. My optimistic guess is that Rosalina and Bowser Jr. will have both hero and villain-related character arcs, while Mario himself will be a little bit more static. Bowser, I'm honestly not too sure about. But I think that's actually pretty likely, and it's probably the best direction that the movie could go in. But why is this important? Why can't I just be satisfied that they are going to be showing a bunch of Mario stuff on the movie screen? I mean, it's Mario Galaxy, but in movie. What's not to like? Well, because I think that would be a misuse of the narrative medium of film. I don't really believe that anything that we consume should be just for entertainment. And if something is, then I consider it a failed product, a net negative, a waste of time. Everything that we do for entertainment can serve some kind of broader purpose to our lives and to our culture. Video games train our brain by challenging our problem-solving and reaction time skills. Movies, TV shows, books, live theater, all narrative media trains our brains by challenging our perspective and critical thinking skills. These mediums succeed through these things because they entertain us, yes, but they shouldn't only entertain us. And this is even more important to consider for something like the Super Mario Galaxy movie that will be foundational for literally millions of children as they grow up into the next generation. Now, did the first Mario movie completely fail at this? No, not entirely. I think it could have been a lot better in this regard. I just feel like the first Mario movie was missing that something, that deeper story. Let's hope that the Mario Galaxy movie learned from that mistake and produces a deeper story than what came before it. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support the channel, I do have a Patreon, or you can become a channel member. Also, check out my video on the first Mario movie, or head on over to my gaming channel. That's right, I talk video games too.